Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kristen with Salon Luxe, and today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the history of Salon Luxe, how it got started. I have had a couple of my clients ask me questions, and I thought this would be a good little Q&A for how Salon Luxe got started. Now, some of these questions my clients have been with me forever and just mentioned in passing, or they have been in the salon for a short amount of time and just kind of want to know the history of Salon Luxe. So I thought that I would make this fun video of how I got started, what my dreams were, and kind of how they shifted throughout the years from wanting to be this huge salon to it really just being myself in a suite with me and my clients. So let's dive into some of the questions that I get asked the most. The first one is, what got you started in your career? So the most prevalent thing that sticks out is that both my mom and my mom's mom were cosmetologists. Now, they never took it to the next level. They went to cosmetology school together. They thought that that would be something fun to do. I'm guessing I wasn't here, but the stories that I have been told was this was something that they could do together. And I think that my mom might have worked in a salon like a short amount of time, but it was nothing that she ever stuck with. However, because I was a girl and like I was with my grandmother all the time, she had a salon in her laundry room. And I can't tell you the number of home perms that I got, haircuts, like they were always playing with my hair. So I can remember being a senior and telling my mom that I wanted to do hair. And she was like, no, no way. Like, one of her friends was a hairstylist, and I remember her like hot rolling my hair or something for one of my senior pictures. And I was like, I love this. I wish that I could do it. And mom was like, there's no making money with that. You're not doing that. Like, we're the career of hair is not like been there, done that. And I was like, okay. And meanwhile, both of my mom and my grandmother are very creative though. So like creativity is in our family. But at the time, I also was interested in pediatrics. And so I started the University of West Florida with a degree in pre med. And that shortly changed. At the time, I did not know that I had problems with attention and comprehension of material. I really struggled with that in college. And so, halfway through, I think it was my freshman year, I changed. I just was really struggling, and I knew that I still wanted to stay in college and get a 4 year degree. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And so, I just flipped through the catalog and I saw that there was event marketing, which was public relations in the communications department. And I thought, oh, yeah, like that sounds like it's up my alley. So I switched my major over and quickly changed over to PR. And I graduated with a degree in public relations and a minor in spa management in the hospitality industry. So, um, one thing that got me kind of more in back into the salon world was I got a job at the front desk. I was the front desk coordinator for Dillard's Pensacola. So for those of you who can remember the early 2000s of the Dillard's era, it was huge. I think we had at one point in time 37 hairstylists, and we were in the basement of the Dillard's in Pensacola, but I thrived off of this energy because there was something magical about that particular time. So it was 2004, let's see, maybe 2005. And it was like the new stylists that had gotten out of school and that were coming into this industry were, you could tell they were going to change the industry for better. And that sounds so cliche, but I will tell you almost every single one of those young stylists that we all started around the same time in 2005 are the most successful, innovative. Um, they're teachers. Like they really did change the industry for the better. So we had such an amazing crew that it was inspiring. I knew I wanted to be in the beauty industry in hair. The other thing is that we were an Aveda salon. So I started off as front desk and then I applied to be the retail specialist. Now, with Aveda, the retail specialist is in charge of inventory for all the products on the shelf, product knowledge, and it gave me a little bit of reign to actually teach the stylist more about products and kind of coach them into making sure that they understood the Aveda line. And then after, I can't remember how long I was a retail specialist, we had a switch up and a new, we have what's called a salon development partner. We had a new salon development partner come in, and she was young and fun, and her name was Kimberly. So, for those of you who know Kimberly, she was incredible, and she just took me by the reins. I don't know if she saw something or knew that I was interested, but she would let me go with her. We did all sorts of marketing. Now, we did marketing for the salon, but she gave me a lot of background information on salon openings. So, what Kimberly would do is she worked with Aveda and she would go to all of the different Aveda salons that were either opening or were currently running, their business was running, and she would be in charge of their books and making sure that they were profitable and making sure that they had all the education that they needed and that every single stylist that was in these salons were feeling supported. And so she became a great mentor for me. And I know this is a very long winded, but hopefully you guys can see like the progression of the passion that came out of wanting to run a salon, owning a salon, doing hair. I felt like this is where I'm supposed to be. And so I really pushed forward with that. Now, I graduated from West Florida in 2009. Um, right after that, I got a job as what was I? I think that I was just a front desk coordinator for this Aveda salon in Pier Park, and it was called Solus. So Solus was only open for about 6 months, I want to say. When I came in, the BP oil spill hit, and Jen, the owner, really took kind of advantage of that and closed shop. So I only had a little bit of time with her, but in that short amount of time, I went to all of the different hotels and tried to come up with wedding packages for her. And I was really selling kind of more of like the wedding industry and creating packages for hotels to set up their brides to come in and get their hair done at Solus. Um, so when all of that kind of shut down very quickly, I was on vacation and I came back and was told I think we had a week left at that point and the salon was closing. So I found out that the manager at Dillard's in Panama City had quit and that there was a spot open. And I really was back and forth on going back to the Dillard's Corporation because I felt very limited. So you had kind of the Dillard's umbrella over Aveda. And a lot of times when I would go to Aveda events, I felt like I just kind of had this cloud over me, which sounds so silly because Dillard salons were so successful, but it was like the other Aveda salons didn't like that Dillard's like had their product, or I don't know. We were just treated differently because we were Dillard's. So I really was back and forth on whether or not I was going to take this manager position. I ended up applying and I got it. And then I became the manager for the Dillard salon in Panama City for only a year. And the reason why is because I was really young. I didn't know how to lead properly. Still could, I'm always needing to learn in that aspect. But there were a lot of problems. I did a lot of things wrong. I learned a lot of hard lessons. Um, and I will say though, regardless, I have kept all of the records because I turned this salon from being negative $200 in loss to $500,000 profit in 1 year. So, regardless of my leadership capabilities with the hairstylist, as far as business goes, I turned that place around and we made money. And when it came up for my yearly review, they were not going to give me a raise. And they had started me out at a very small number. I think that I was making like $35,000 a year, and maybe if that. Um, and I just didn't feel like as hard of work and effort that I was putting in, I didn't feel like it was appreciated. And even if I would have just gotten like a $500 increase, it would have been something. But it really felt like a slap in the face because I worked so hard and had such a major transformation not to get anything. I was like, I'm done. I put my 2 weeks in right after my yearly review. And then I went to work for my husband. So I started doing, at that time we were dating, and he was opening up his vacation rental company. I really kind of wanted to do more tourism, but I ended up helping him with the vacation rental company, getting it started, working the front desk, taking reservations. And I want to say I only did that maybe 8 or 9 months. And we had a huge blow up. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. I remember he met me at Angelo's Steak Pit at Panama City Beach, and we sat down in this booth, and I was like, I want to do hair. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but I don't want to sit behind a desk. I don't want to do this. I really want to do hair. And he's like, let's open up a salon for you. So I want to say within 2 years of us sitting down at Angelo's Steak Pit, we had Salon Lux open. So that is the story of how I got into the hair industry. Super long winded, but I'm a storyteller, and each one of these questions is probably going to be such a long answer. But let's dive into the second one. So the second one says, how did you come up with your business and your vision? Um, like I said, I knew that I wanted to start a salon, and I knew I loved the industry and I loved even just the business side of hair. And then it was really, Ryan and I went on this crazy vacation. And looking back on it, I don't think we realized how blessed we were to be able to do this. But we were young. we went, I think we went to Vegas first. We flew into Vegas for a couple of days and hung out. And I don't think we went to a spa there. But we went so Vegas, then we flew to San Francisco, and we got a car in San Francisco. And I'm pretty sure this is what happened. No, that was a different trip. We've taken so many, y'all. Okay, so we flew into San Francisco, spent a couple of nights there, and then we flew to LA. That's what it was. So when we got to LA, we got a car and we went down to Laguna Beach. And I, growing up, loved Laguna Beach. So I was like, we have to go to Laguna Beach. I just want to see it. So we stayed like a couple nights in Laguna Beach. We went to a 311 concert that was over there. It was like in an amphitheater up in the hills. It was gorgeous. And while we were there, we were walking the beach, and there was this salon, and it was on the water, 2 story. And I remember looking up, and there was a girl, and she was doing hair right by these gorgeous windows with this chandelier, and it was Lux Salon. And I was like, oh, if I ever have a hair salon, it will be Lux. So that is how I came up with the name. Now, my vision has definitely shifted over the years. My vision originally, I thought I would do like maybe a 3 station hair salon. I think I maybe only had two on the Reed Avenue. So I opened in 2012, 2011, 2012, something like that. um, on Reed Avenue in Port St. Joe. So that's the little downtown area. And when I opened, like I said, I had this vision of having more stylists, and it never worked out. I can't tell you. I want to say I had like 3 or 4 different stylists at that location. I was still young, and I also was just hiring the wrong people. So um, they just didn't have enough experience, or they were like a little scammy. Like there were a couple people that were just, they were never right, but uh, I was just like wanting to have the salon, so I just wanted to hire anybody that walked in. Um, that was a mistake, and it stressed me out more than anything. So for a long time, I was by myself. And then Hurricane Michael hit. It took my husband's real estate office. And actually, at the time, he was co broker with his mom, who was broker owner, and she stepped down. So after Hurricane Michael, we got the lot from Barbara, his mother. We decided that we were going to rebuild, and we sold our home so that we could rebuild. Um, it was a long transition, but at this point in time, I think I stayed at the salon on Reed for another year after the hurricane, but we did eventually um, move over. We moved into we had a rental house. Sorry, I'm losing track here for a second, but kind of daydreaming because it was such that whole time period was stressful. So the hurricane hit, I had my son, and we were also rebuilding. So we had so much going on, and that time frame, just, COVID was also happening. So it just is kind of crammed, like 3 or 4 years into this file that I don't even know sometimes what went first or what year it even was, if that makes sense, because it just was such a blur. Maybe it's a little trauma, I don't know. It's my mind blocking it out. But my vision changed after the hurricane, and I kind of felt like, okay, I'm building a new space, I'm starting over. I've had a lot of time to really think about what I want, and I'm going to put myself back out there and hire more staff. So when I opened, I had one other girl. She was just out of school, and I'll just be honest, I'm very particular about how I want the salon to be ran. And she also was very particular on how she wanted to do things, which was totally fine. And we sat down and had a genuine one on one conversation. And I said, listen, I think you would actually be better doing booth rental. And I set her up with a salon in town that I felt she could still survive as a booth renter, so that she would have her own reign, because some people are just made to do that. They're made to like come out and be on their own. So got her into a different salon environment. I also had another girl that started, and she was with me for a while until she moved back home. So as far as my vision, it has changed. It's gone back and forth from me wanting people to not wanting people. Now, to be honest, I didn't realize until everybody was gone how much I just need this space to be me. And I've had the room that I'm in is actually the spa room that I had created in here. And I'm thankful that I've just created a little studio, a little office for me in here. I've had several people ask to come and use the spa room. And I am just, as of right now, my vision is me and my clients. So I love just having this space to myself. And if I get a little break, I can pop back here and do a YouTube video like I'm doing now, and it not be me trying to like work around other people or blow dryers. I really am so thankful that I have this space to myself and I love it. And I'm thankful for my clients because I constantly have people in here. So, yeah, my vision right now is like me, baby. All right, so let's go on to the next question. When Hurricane Michael hit, how did you navigate seeing your clients and moving to a new build? Okay, so this is pretty similar to my story that I told before, but um, one thing that happened immediately is that I did have flooding in the salon. It only took maybe like 3 months to get back up and going again, but I will say, I think it was maybe 3 months. I went to all of my clients' homes and we still laugh about it today, but went there, did their hair, and we just like made it happen. If people had appointments, I still was able to do their hair because we had places like if they didn't have running water, they weren't in their home. They were at a hotel. So there were times that I went to a hotel. I remember I did Erica's hair. She was staying in um it was the Port Inn cottages. So I went over there. I remember even being pregnant and going over to her house and doing her hair when she lived on Palm Boulevard. So um after the hurricane, we just did what we had to do as a community to make things work, and we got hair done. It might not have been the perfect setup, but we got it done, and we had that time together. And I think we all needed that. Like, we all needed to just be together and be like, are you okay? Also, to just tell our stories and our survival stories. So, um, that was really important for me. And then moving to the new build, it did take several years for us to get up and going, and people came to my home. It was a very smooth transition for me because my clients are family. So, everything just kind of happens and it works. And I love that, I am a part of my clients' lives and they are a part of mine. Like, we really are family. And I'm so thankful that my vision maybe is that the salon is a family and that we are just all close together. So, very thankful for that. What are your goals for the future of the salon and your career? So, right now, my future goals for the salon is to continue. I have found this beautiful balance this year, and I'm so thankful that I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 2:30 Central, and then I pick my son up and we either do T-ball or soccer or whatever. Um, there's no resentment there. When I was doing nighttime appointments and he had something going on, whether it be T-ball, soccer, or some kind of after school activity, even whenever he has things at school, if I miss them, I resent working. And I don't ever want to resent working because I love everybody so much. And this year, I really put my foot down. I said, no more nighttime appointments, no more weekend appointments. So that was a huge change for me because when my last stylist left, I went overtime. I was working nights and weekends to try to get everybody in, and it was causing a lot of burnout. So I am thankful that I have found this beautiful balance, and my future is to stick with that. My goal, because it's very hard to people please in this industry. So, my goal is to stick with this Monday through Friday, 8 to 2:30, and just try to get everybody in that I can, as well as doing some social media like starting this YouTube. I'm so excited to start this YouTube. And then education, what I see myself doing more of, I'm very into R&Co, the new products that I got, and they have some wonderful education that one of them is more of an editorial thing that I'm looking at doing, a styling like a styling editorial class. And then also, I am looking forward to, of course, like keeping up with what the, not necessarily techniques, but like what the trends are being able to do that, I still want people to be able to bring pictures in and to replicate that, give people what they want, and also be able to communicate, kind of what's going on, why it would work, why it wouldn't work. And in order to do that, you have to continue to do education. So, those are kind of my goals and future goals. And if you guys have suggestions, or you see things, or you want to share something, a YouTube channel or a TikTok, I love that. I love, love, love learning. And I think that's one of the things that I love about starting this new chapter with YouTube is learning education on editing. And it's just something new to like sit down and study and learn. So I love that. Um, Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much. I'm going to end this here because I feel like these questions, I've gone on and on. Like I said, I am a storyteller, so I love sharing my stories with you guys. And if you have more personal questions or salon questions and you want to leave them down below, I've thought about doing a Q&A with Ryan and then maybe one with Bo. That would be so fun. So if you guys have questions for us, please leave them in the comments below. I can't wait to make another video so that you guys can get to know more of me and the family. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day and stay beautiful.
People, subscribe for more videos.